Hurricane Nate Path Update Live, Tropical Storm Track Heads for USA, latest NOAA maps. Hurricane Nate is forecast to smash into the U.S. Gulf Coast this weekend, according to the latest NOAA track. Here are live updates on the storm's path, track and the latest weather models. Tropical Storm Nate is on track to strengthen into a hurricane before making landfall somewhere between Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle at the weekend. Bringing you the latest Hurricane Nate path updates, storm track, weather models, the latest forecasts, tracking maps and videos as the storm heads towards the USA. At least 22 people have died after the storm hit Nicaragua, Honduras, and Costa Rica, with many more missing and thousands forced to evacuate. Warnings are in place for parts of Nicaragua, Honduras, Mexico and parts of the U.S. Gulf Coast, where Nate is forecast to make landfall as a hurricane this weekend. We will have the very latest Hurricane Nate news in one place, updated throughout the day and night until the storm has passed. Here are live updates from the NOAA, National Hurricane Center, NHC, and the National Weather Service, NWS, as well as the most advanced weather models from around the world. Friday, October 6th. 7.00 MEDT, warm seas to strengthen Nate. Tropical Storm Nate is set to become a hurricane within hours as it gathers strength from the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Meteorologist Jim Cantor tweeted, "Nate back over water again. Path moistening ahead of it, but still some wind shear issues. When shear subsides it should strengthen." Water temperatures currently reach 29 C in some areas of the Gulf of Mexico. Last winter, temperatures averaged around 5.5 C warmer than normal. While scientists maintain that a single weather event can't be directly attributed to climate change, global warming is certainly a factor in this year's particularly active hurricane season. In general, the way to think about it is, climate change has changed the environment that everything is happening in. Kevin Drinberth, a senior scientist at the National Center for Atmospheric Research in Colorado, told National Geographic. When you add in the climate's natural variability and then the right conditions come along, you can get a storm which is stronger than you might otherwise have expected. 6.30 MEDT, Nate spaghetti models show forecast path. New spaghetti models show Tropical Storm Nate on track to move through the U.S. toward the northeast coast. Nate is set to weaken to a tropical depression by the time it hits Tennessee. However, tropical storm force winds are forecast for Virginia up to Maine. There is some spread among the various weather models, with some putting Nate on track to reach Canada, and others forecasting the storm to move into the Atlantic. 5.30 MEDT, New Orleans warns don't panic. The mayor of New Orleans has declared a state of emergency, but has urged citizens not to panic. "There is no need to panic," he tweeted. "Be ready and prepare. Get a plan. Prepare to protect your personal property." It is still unclear exactly where Nate will hit the U.S., however tropical storm conditions are expected in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Life-threatening flooding between 4 and 6 feet is possible, with between 3 and 6 inches of rain forecast. 5.00 MEDT, Nate in a hurry towards Mexico, latest NOAA update. Tropical Storm Nate is heading towards the Gulf of Mexico in a hurry, the NOAA said in its 5 a.m. EDT, 4 a.m. CDT update. The storm has picked up pace and is now moving at 14 miles per hour, with maximum sustained wind steady at 45 miles per hour. The NOAA located Nate 60 miles east-northeast of Isla Guanaja, Honduras and about 275 miles south-southeast of Cozumel, Mexico. It added, on the forecast track, the center of Nate will move across the northwestern Caribbean Sea today, and reach the eastern coast of the Yucatan Peninsula early this evening. Nate will then move into the southern Gulf of Mexico tonight and approach the northern Gulf Coast Saturday evening.